Hi, I'm Laura, and this is Lalo Wellness. Today we are going to be focusing on nervous system regulation. That's a fancy way of saying letting yourself slow down, calm down, and activate that parasympathetic nervous system response, the rest and digest. So if you want to grab some props or a blanket or anything to help support you, go grab those things and let's get started. We're going to start today's practice in a wide child's pose. So come down here on your mat. Let's take our knees out towards the edges of the mat, and we're going to gradually walk the hands out in front of us, keeping the hips near the heels. You have a few options here, either reaching your hands out long toward the top of the mat. You could be stacking your fists under your forehead or draping your arms long alongside your body. You take it where you think you want to go today. Each one feels a little bit different on your shoulders. So pay attention to how your shoulders are feeling and make any adjustments that you need to. Starting here is to allow us some time to check in with the body and notice how we're feeling today. Noticing anything that's feeling a little tight or sore, or maybe your body feels amazing. Just taking a few moments to really pay attention to our body that we tend to ignore through much of the day. Wherever your hands are right now, let's go ahead and reach toward the left side of your mat with your left hand and bring the right hand to rest on top of the left. Getting a nice stretch down the side of the body. Maybe your forehead's resting on the mat or a block. Finding that nice, slow rhythm of your breath. We start to shift the hands back to the center of the mat and then slowly bring the right hand to the right edge, resting that left hand on top of the right. Coming back into that deep stretch down the left side of your body. Tuning into your breath, keeping it long and slow. Let's walk the hands back to the center of that mat. We're going to slowly start to rise up on the knees. Keep your toes glued together here and let them lift up off of the mat. Hips are sinking toward the mat. We've got our hands directly under our shoulders. And then we slowly start to bring it back into our wide child's pose. And then we lift, keeping those toes glued together. Lifting up through the head. And come right back down one more time. Let your hands slide underneath your shoulders here. We press up and away from the floor. Bring your knees side by side and walk the hands out into tabletop position. Fingers spread nice and wide so you can see the mat between your fingers. Knees right underneath your hips. And we get long and strong through that spine. Letting your shoulders stay away from your ears here. Let's take a deep breath, lift the gaze, drop your belly, lift your hips, and then as you exhale, scoop the hips round at the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale for that cow pose, exhale into cat pose. Let's take a few more, going at your own pace, and really focus on letting the spine move through that asana. Start to travel in a little circle as you move through your cow and cat, bringing a little more flexibility and movement into your spine. Let's take that circle in the other direction now. Hold a lot of tension here. This is how we get it all out. Let's come back to the center here into your tabletop position. Find the length along your spine. Tuck your toes under and just walk your hands back towards your legs. We're going to let our hips sit down here on top of the heels. This might get a little bit intense on your feet. If it does, you can just lift up off of those heels. Let's see if we can stay here for 5 slow breaths. Nice and long through the spine, and then as we exhale, let yourself sink a little heavier. Inhale, lifting up onto the knees, untuck those toes, and begin to walk the hands out in front of you. Let your belly come all the way down to the floor. We're going to rest our elbows underneath the shoulders and take your toes out toward the edges of your mat. So your legs are just a little bit wider here than your hips. Let yourself sort of shrug down into it, lift up out of it, add a little neck roll. Lift back up out of it. One more time. Let's lift up. We're going to lift up through this left leg, bend through the left knee, and let that leg come to a right angle as we move into our half frog pose. Go ahead and pull your elbows out to the side, stacking your palms one on top of the other. Turn your head to the right and lay that left ear on top of the hands. On your next inhale, lift the head up. Let's replace those hands, or elbows rather, right underneath your shoulders. We're going to pull this knee in and keep the leg bent. Flip the right forearm till it's parallel with the top of your mat. Reach back with your left hand, find that left foot, and just gently pull the heel closer to your back side. Try to avoid sinking too much into the neck and shoulders, keeping the chest lifted. So you get a nice stretch through the core and all the way down the front of that left leg. And then letting that leg go. Bring your hands underneath. Your shoulders lift up into your tabletop. Pull that left knee toward your left wrist. And then walk the right leg back a little bit, coming back down onto your forearms, or even bringing the elbows out to the side and stacking those palms again for your pigeon pose. Focusing on the breath. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders one more time here. Lift up, tuck your right toes under as you slide your left knee under the hip, right knee under the hip, moving through a couple of cow and cat. And then we're going to come back into our Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders, walking those feet out toward the edges of the mat. Pulling that right knee out to the side, right angle at the knee. And then letting the elbows come out to the side, stacking those hands on top of each other, this time turning the head and laying the right ear on top of the hands. 5 slow breaths. That next inhale, bring the elbows back underneath the shoulders. We're going to pull that right knee in alignment with the hip, but keep the leg bent. Reach back with your right hand, find that right foot, just gently pulling the heel towards your backside. Long stretch through the core, down into the front of your right thigh. And then we release that leg. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up into your table. And slide that right knee towards your right wrist. Walk the left leg back. Coming back down onto the elbows or all the way down for sleeping pigeon. Keeping your neck relaxed here and focusing on the breath. I'm going to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes under as you pull your right knee under the hip. Left knee comes under the hip. Give yourself just a couple more of those cow and cats. Find that strong tabletop. We're going to walk back down onto the elbows. Walk the legs out on the toes here and just gently rock back and forth. Think about pulling your belly button toward your spine a little bit, keeping it tight in there. And then pause here in the center. Bring your knees directly underneath your hips. Walk your hands back. Rise up and take a nice big deep breath right here. Exhale. lengthening out that spine. Let's walk the hands out one last time. Keeping the palms underneath the shoulders. You might be on your knees, you might be on your toes, then we lower down. You can come into a baby cobra or a full cobra. Come back to that breath. And press the hips back. Find yourself in a seated position here. Maybe you're in bound angle. Maybe you're cross-legged. Let your hands just rest on the fronts of those legs. Sit up tall through the spine. Let's take a deep breath in. Really lengthen out through your spine. And then as you exhale, keep the length in the spine, but allow the body to relax a little bit more. Inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, softening the body. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 7. Deep inhale. Exhale, 8, 7. Continue this pattern of extended exhales. Let your chin start to drop to your chest, gently moving the head side to side. Letting the eyes begin to open if they were closed, taking a nice big deep breath together, reaching out and up. Let's bring those hands down to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts, from my heart to yours. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed today's practice to help sort of bring down, calm down your nervous system. We all need a lot more of that in this age of overstimulation everywhere we look. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future videos. And if you'd like to find some ways to bring more wellness into your everyday life, please come visit me at laylawellness.com.